Welcome, everyone. How wonderful to be together today in One Mountain, Many Paths, where our mission is what Barbara Marx Hubbard and Dr. Marc Gafni call a planetary awakening in love through unique self symphonies. We are activating a new humanity and awakening as a new species. Homo Amor, the fulfillment of Homo sapiens. We are a church, a synagogue, a mosque, a temple, a zendo. No one is excluded, everyone is included, and we come together to attune to the evolutionary impulse awakening within us. I am Kristina Tehel, the co-executive producer, along with Krista Josepha, Jamie Long, and Jacqueline Clark. And we are so delighted to be with each and every one of you today to gather for our 272nd live community broadcast. Wow, right? What a privilege it is to be part of a global community where we support each other's flourishing and the evolution of love. Teachings from One Mountain, Many Paths are in books by Dr. Marc Gafni and Barbara Marx Hubbard. On our website resources page, you'll find these books like Your Unique Self, The Radical Path to Personal Enlightenment by Dr. Marc Gafni, which fuses together the deepest insights of the Eastern and Western mystery traditions to provide an evolutionary map for the great birth that is arising in and through our contemporary world crisis. Also, our live One Mountain broadcast is a key place where new teachings, new leading edge Dharma, and new dimensions of the new story do emerge for the very first time. Join Jamie Long, David Cicerci, and myself for our upcoming 11th hour study course about the most pressing issue of our time and our responsibility. We've come to the edge of the human story that's gone on throughout history. We've come to the place where that story can self-terminate, the 11th hour, the final chapter of the story, and we don't want that story to end. Join us for this course, which begins on Saturday, January 15th. And you can find out more by reaching out to Jamie Long, whose email is now in the chat box. Receive ever deeper mystical gifts by stepping intimately into the work and practice of creating the great Homo Amor library, memory of the future. Reach out to me for the holy opportunities. And my email is also in the chat box right now. Use the Zoom and Facebook chat functions to say hello, to let us know where you're from, to speak your prayers, and to resonate the Dharma. On Zoom, check that your chat settings say everyone so that we can all hear from you. Sign up for and read our weekly emails. There you will find our replays, our community activities, feature videos, volunteer opportunities, celebrations, and inspiration. What to expect today? First, a Dharma recap from myself. Then Dr. Gafni sets our intention, and then David resonates our evolutionary love code. Then we move into meditation to enter prayer. Then our evolutionary sermons with Dr. Marc Gafni, and sometimes with a clip from Barbara Marx Hubbard. To close today, Krista will invite us deeper into community, and then we will bring everyone on for an intimate dance party and our goodbyes. Marc writes evolutionary love codes. Marc and Barbara studied the codes together, often comparing them with Barbara's own 52 codes for conscious self-evolution. These codes crystallize the new story of humanity, quote, evolving the course of consciousness and culture, which is the source code of love, unquote. We have the privilege to be part of the emergence of these first principles and first values. The Dharma gates are open. Every week we are blessed to serve each other and the evolution of love. Our commitment is to the quality of what we are communicating, and for each of us to take part in this creative process of articulating a new story for a new humanity. So we consciously decide we won't forcefully try to end at exactly a certain time, but promise fullness and explosion, to let magic evolve, to serve the evolutionary process. And we will do our best to end around 11 a.m. Pacific time. Of course, if you need to leave early, please do. And we look forward to being with you next week. I welcome all who are new. We need you. Know that each week is a standalone and that every week builds on the week before. One mountain, many paths is radically committed to telling the new universe story. Now for a recap from last week. Celebrating Barbara Marx Hubbard, 3 distinctions beyond victimhood and responsibility. We stand at this juncture between utopia and dystopia, realizing that only a new story can allow us to bypass dystopia and move to utopia. Barbara Marx Hubbard's invitation was this: let's go all the way in this lifetime. Each of us has a tremendous role to play in the evolution of our world. We can truly be pioneering souls. We can truly become the new human and the new humanity, become Homo Amor, which is the great demand and moral imperative of this moment in history. Homo Amor, where we step into our capacity to transform victimhood and to take our power back. To not say, I'm innocent, you did it to me. The price of innocence is impotence, but to claim our potency, to claim the memory of the future in the now, and to decide our future based on how we respond, to become a powerful and responsible agent and never lose our capacity to respond. This is beautiful, but it is only half the story. To be responsible is not that we don't let our heart break. There's nothing as whole as a broken heart. It's not that we don't feel insulted. We do. And if we take each other seriously as human beings, we know that you're the whole world, just like I'm the whole world. We take each other super seriously, where we open the gates and we let each other in. Because even when all the gates are closed, the gates of tears are still open, and we are willing to love each other enough to shed our tears. Through tears, we transform and access the deepest part of our open heart. Then our hearts blow open, and deeper than hurt, we find joy, power, and capacity. The responsible person is called by the future and says, I'm going to create, with my response to the situation, a new future. I don't avoid the present. I don't go back to the past. I actually am called by the future, and the future capacitates me to respond. I never lose my capacity to create the reality in this and in the next moment, all the while being clear that responsibility doesn't mean we are cause for what happened, but rather responsibility means our capacity to respond. Our evolving to Homo Amor is everyone's evolving to Homo Amor. Homo Amor knows the potentiality in us that has not yet been fulfilled. The construction of self is the single most important thing we can do. Now, I invite us to more deeply enter the holy and the sacred space of one mountain, many paths, and I turn my word to you, Dr. Marc Gafni.
My God, is it good to be here? So first off, to Haley, Kristina Amlon, what a gorgeous Dharma recap. Thank you so much. And we're pouring energy and love and life and light into you. You have COVID this week, right? I did until about a week ago. And we did a Holy of Holies session. So I guess I transmitted it over Zoom. So you see, Zoom is real. No, that's not true. So to Haley, you're having, I think, a pretty mild case and headaches and everything. So we're sending you big, huge love, right? And huge love to Haley and to every single person in the world, right? Who has suffered from COVID, right? Who will suffer from COVID. We're at a very, very uncertain moment, and we're holding that moment together. And we're going to walk through it with mad love. Okay. And that's where we're starting. I want to start from there. I'm going to start with this notion and this realization that we are walking through this with mad love. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Right. Oh my God. Not Xmas. Christmas. Right. We gather in all the traditions. We gather in Ramadan. We gather in Hanukkah. We gather in secular humanism. And this weekend is Christmas weekend. Right. And I want to talk about COVID, and I want to talk about celebration together. This is a special celebration week. We've got to celebrate. I mean, mad celebration. And you know the old joke, right? Right. Celebrate? Oh, no, it said celebrate. Okay. Celebration week. But eros in every way and every level, right, in which we're making love to reality. We're loving the moment open, and we're letting the moment love us open. So who's up for celebration? Who's in? Let's find each other in the chat box. Who is in? Who is awake? And who is alive? Are we up for celebration? Celebration. Oh my God. Mad, crazy, wild, holy, gorgeous, beyond imagination. Celebration. Celebration. Right? Celebration. Right? There's a beautiful text. There's a beautiful tradition in which the Belz Rebbe, which is the master from a town called Belz in Eastern Europe, who is a Hasidic master. And he says in the 1920s, which are the roaring 20s in the United States and in Europe, the space in between the wars in which nothing was resolved, but there was this sense that, somehow it would be okay. And it was a false sense. We hadn't gone to the root causes of things. And there was this explosive party kind of all through America and all through Europe and all through Paris and all through Berlin. But it was pseudo-eros, right? It wasn't eros. Pseudo-eros is what we call in the Dharma of cosmoerotic humanism, right, which is the central new story, the new story of value that we're telling. Right? As we stand between utopia and dystopia, Beck, and we're telling this new story, the story of cosmoerotic humanism. We have this distinction between eros and pseudo-eros. Pseudo-eros covers over the emptiness. Eros wells from the fullness. So this master from Belz said, fistula de Satan, right? And what he translated loosely, he meant the Satan knows how to make a party. We've got to make a better party. So skip the word Satan. He was translating from a kind of Hebrew, Yiddish, Aramaic. What he meant was too many pseudo-eros parties. Let's have an eros party. And an eros, remember, pseudo-eros approximates eros. And an eros party comes from this realization of the utter fullness of being, right? So are we ready for a party? Are we ready for a party? Who's ready for a party? We're going to have a fistula. A fistula in Yiddish means like a great party, right? But an eros party, we're celebrating reality. And we're not going to be able to respond to existential risk, right, into catastrophic risk with the telling of the new story, right? The new story of value rooted in first principles and first values, which realizes that the collapse of value is the root cause of every existential risk. And we've allowed value to be hijacked by kind of pre-modern regressive fundamentalist claims, while liberalism, postmodernity says we've deconstructed all value. We need new visions of value. It's one of the things we're working on very hard together. But from within that vision of value, we need to understand there's a story. And in that story, we are, each one of us, we're stars, quite literally. And we're in a unique self-symphony together. And we're telling this new story of value, weaving together. We are tailors of eros, right? That's who we are together. We're not prophets of eros. That's too audacious. We're tailors. We're tailors of eros. We're weaving together the strands from pre-modern, modern, post-modernity, validated insights into a new cloth, right, of outrageous love, right? But grounded with policy implications, right, with vaccine implications, right, with healthcare implications, right, all through the map, all right? So let's weave. We're going to play today, right? Everybody up for play? Let's play. Tailors of eros, let's play. So let's just step in, right, as we've set this intention. Let's step into this night, right? Christmas Eve, right, was a couple of nights ago where, right, Christmas ended yesterday, but we're in the Christmas weekend. So let's start and let's find it, right? Silent night, right? And we're going to look at and we're going to study together. We're going to look at these texts and we're going to unpack them and we're going to play wild, okay? But I want to start with you with just silent night and let's find it deep inside, right? On the second day of Christmas, right? On this Sunday of Christmas. So take us aside, Krista, when you're ready, right? To silent night. And this silent night is from Sinead O'Connor. And I want to ask you, we're going to read texts of culture together. I want to ask you to listen to the words. The words will be on the screen and watch the action, right? Watch the video. So whenever you're ready, take us inside, right? Silent night, Sinead O'Connor. Here we go. Okay, so let's look at that text. What's that text about? So first, silent night. You know, where's that from? Right? I mean, it's a gorgeous piece. And this is the first of 4 texts of culture we're going to look at. You know, Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht, right? It's from Germany, right? Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht is both German and Yiddish, which I speak Yiddish. I think Zohar is here, who's got the German better than I do. Silent night, holy night. All is calm, all is bright. Ron, young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Right? Shepherds quake at the sight. Glories stream from heaven afar. Christ the Savior is born. Hallelujah. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, right? And this is the key, love's pure light. So we got to take this out of its uniquely Christian context. Now, stay close, and we're gonna read texts of culture and do something I think wildly important. When we originally started the Center for Integral Wisdom, we called it originally the Center for World Spirituality. And the reason we called it the Center for World Spirituality, and we still have at the center of the center a World Spirituality Project, which you can find on the Center for Integral Wisdom website, which is now getting an upgrade in the next few months. And world spirituality means that every tradition is holding something in what we call the unique self symphony of spirit that matters. Now, this is really important This is very different than the way the great traditions were read by modernity, which dismissed them, but even by something like integral thought, which said, well, when you go to the traditions, get rid of the surface structures, get rid of the rituals, the surface structures, their local quality, right? And find the depth structures, which is, their emphasis on meditation, on the realization of the interior consciousness, which is the essence of being, which they all share, right? So the perennial philosophy, and out of the perennial philosophy, let's say integral philosophy, says, when you look at the great traditions, find what's important underneath their unique structures, and they call those the depth structures, get rid of the surface structures. So that's precisely wrong, or let me say more precisely, it's precisely half right. So there are certain surface structures that you got to let go in the religions, and there are a lot of mutually exclusive competing truths you got to let go of for sure. But every religion is a unique intimacy. It's a unique quality of being. And Silent Night is this uniquely gorgeous Christ moment, this Christian moment. And at the source of the Christian moment, which got completely lost in Christianity itself over 2,000 years, which Christianity now has to reclaim, is this notion of Son of God loves pure light. Now, what is love's pure light? Love's pure light is not ordinary love, right? Love's pure light is purely innocent. It's the virgin, but it's the virgin of second innocence, not of first innocence. So second innocence means that the innocence is never lost. It never goes away. I never lose my virginity, right? I claim it again. And in this Christmas weekend, we re-virginate. We find the innocence in ourselves that hasn't gotten lost. We find the virgin and we find the child, right? The infinite. And the great master, right? The interior scientists in the 3rd century, the great master is, quote, always a virgin and always a child. And that's a passage in the Talmud in Aramaic in the 3rd century. So each one of us, we've always got to be a virgin. And we've always got to be an infant. We've always got to be purely innocent, even as we navigate the complexity of the world, even as I map strategies and understand complexity. On the other side of complexity, right, is second simplicity. Even after I realize, oh my God, my feet are so guilty and guilty feet have got no rhythm. On the other side of guilt is my second innocence. And we've got to find each other. And if you look at the clip that Sinead O'Connor made, how many people tracked the clip? It's a beautiful clip, right? So who do you have in the clip? You have the lovers of the Song of Solomon, right? And if you've read ever the great Song of Solomon, the great Song of Songs, one of the greatest love song ever written, right? It's a story of two lovers who are searching for each other in the dark streets, which is exactly what Sinead intuitively, right, recapitulates in her song. And they're looking for each other and they can't quite find each other, but they don't stop looking. And then the pages, those are all outrageous love letters. Oh, there's a book of outrageous love letters scattered in the wind, but never lost. Oh my God, love's pure light is outrageous love. That's what it is. It's not ordinary love. It's love's pure light. It's the innocent, gorgeous, virginal, stunning love, which is our true nature, right? Our true nature is to be lived as love. Now, as we talked about 5 weeks ago, that doesn't mean that love's natural. We're not naturally lovers. We're inherently lovers. So I've got to train love. And I'm training love all the time. I'm always training my innocence, right? Second innocence is real. First innocence is not, right? The baby is not good, but the wise woman who is still an infant and a child at the same time, she's good. We train our innocence, right? How paradoxical. We train our goodness. Oh my God, right? I'm always training my innocence. I'm always cultivating my innocence. But my innocence is not the innocence of the victim, right? The victim is a false innocence. It's a pseudo-innocence where the price of innocence is impotence. But a genuine innocence is filled with power, right? Filled with power. Did you ever notice that when a baby enters the room, everything stops. And if the baby's right fully alive, all the energy goes to the baby. There's enormous power in that. Imagine that each one of us is an ambassador of outrageous love. And we're innocent, but it's not a first innocence, right? It's a second innocence. And it's filled with power, right? Like, wow. Like, can we begin to feel that together? Like, oh my God, right? Oh my God, right? Right? And this sweet solstice joy child, right? That is us, right? That's alive today. That's an outrageous lover. That is, right? Love's pure light, radiant beams from thine holy face. And beloved, thine holy face, literally your holy face, right? A second innocence filled with power. Like, wow. So let's feel that together. Now, I want to go even deeper with you. It's like, it's so deep. I want to offer a little dharma, and then we're going to look at 3 more texts, and each one is a song. And I want to ask you, when we play the song, don't write texts, don't disappear, right? Beloved, right? Thine holy power, right? Let's be together, and we're going to crack this open. We're going to love this open. We're going to read these texts of culture. We're going to articulate this next stage in this great story of Homo Amor, the fulfillment of Homo sapien, right? The new human and the new humanity who is innocent, second innocence, who's training goodness, loves pure light, outrageous love, right? And outrageous love knows no boundaries. It doesn't stop at the boundary of Catholicism. It doesn't stop at the boundary of the Jesuits, and it doesn't stop at the boundary of, right, of any particular branch of Christianity, right? Christianity got hijacked and commodified, and in Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, when Young was still with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, right, in the 60s, were right when they said, how many people died in the name of Christ, I can't believe it all. How many false crusades. But we've got to take back, we've got to liberate the spark of love's pure light from deep in the Christ moment, right, and reweave it, because that unique instrument of the Christ moment we need, just like we need Ramadan, and just like we need Confucianism, right? Not the kind of Confucianism that's been sold by the Chinese Communist Party to cover up genocide, but the genuine spirit of Confucius, right? That China is so rightly proud of, the genuine spirit of Islam, right? The genuine spirit of the Sufi masters, the genuine spirit of the Kabbalists. We've got to weave that all together into a new world spirituality in which every unique self, the unique self of every great religion, plays its unique instrument of intimacy and plucks the heart chords of reality on the inside of the inside. Okay, are we ready to go? Who's ready to take the next step? We ready? Let's take a next step. I want to offer a distinction, then we're going to look at our next 3 wild texts, right? Like wild, crazy, fabulous, right? Gorgeous, insane texts. Okay, here we go. So here's the distinction. There are 3 classical levels of love that we have to go through before we get to love's pure light, before we get to outrageous love. And the first place that culture has placed love in the world is in this institution, which we call biological family. And the biological family is an enormously important institution, right? It's strong, right? We need family, familia, right? Those we're intimate with, we're close to, we can touch and taste and feel their fragrance. And we've got this radical loyalty to each other. And that's what biological family intended to be, and in many ways was for a couple thousand years and still needs to be. Right? Biological family is enormously important, but it's far from the end of the story. Biological family is the beginning of the story, and you can take any value and you can turn it into an idolatry. So when biological family is my whole story, it becomes idolatrous. And we're going to talk about that, more deeply in the last few minutes. But biological family is level 1. But all of us know that when biological family becomes idolatrous, when it becomes my value, when I spend 99% of my time and 99% of my money and 99% of my sense of being wounded and sense of being hurt, right, reviewing scenes from my biological family, right, then I'm cut off from the mother. And when I say the mother, I don't mean the biological mother, but from the field of love's pure light, the field of outrageous love. I've turned this value of biological family into an idolatrous value. And I've got to actually be able to transcend and include it and move beyond it. And for about 100 years in culture, we began to do that, right? Biological family remained, but then something else emerged. And that which emerged, which of course has existed in different forms for several thousand years, right? But it emerged at the very center of culture. It became not a fringe. It became the center of gravity of culture, which is romantic love. That's the second level. Romantic love. Does everyone get that? Romantic love. Okay? Romantic love. No ethnocentric there, right? Romantic love. Stay close. Romantic love. Romantic love is the second level. Does everyone get that? Romantic love. That's level 2, romantic love. And romantic love is, oh, right, biological family is not doing it. And remember, biological family would tell me who to marry. Biological family would say who to love, right? So I would love to serve the biological family, the daughter married to serve the family. That was true whether you were of nobility, right? Kings and queens, or whether you were a commoner, you married in order to survive and to help your family survive. And you were loyal, right, to biological family, and that's beautiful. But then we went to romantic love and we said, no. There's a second way to experience love, and this is romantic love, right? This is the love between two people, no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you're a Montague or a Capulet, right? In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It doesn't matter whether you're a Hatfield or a McCoy, right? In that great story of the feud, right? Actually, there's something about love, and it's that romantic love is the beginning of the understanding that love is deeper, right? It's deeper than even biology, that love animates biology, but it's deeper than, it's the source of, right? Love's not just an expression of biology, right? Which cloaks the need to survive. Love is driving this whole thing, and love matters all the way. Okay, love, that's romantic love. Now, it's not enough, but it's a key step, right? It's a key wild step, and there's a glory, right, in romantic love, right? And romantic love is between me and my beloved, my man, my woman, right? You can have a kind of romantic love between a sister and a brother. By romantic, I don't mean sexual. I mean this kind of, in this couplehood, right? You can have a kind of romantic love, right? With like, oh my God, I'm madly in love with my dog, right? Right now, I'm not sleeping with my dog, right? Don't be doing that, right? Right, but I'm connected. We've got this romance together. We've got this deep bond between us that lights me up in this wild, right, insane way. Okay. So I want to feel into that quality of romantic love. But by romantic love here, I don't mean classical only romance, but all those dyads of love, right, between brother and sister, between me and my dog, the close ones, the ones that are immediate and close to me, right, from my family, my uncle, my dog, my brother, right, my wife, my son, my daughter, those close ones, right. They're a little bit beyond biological family. Right, and they're beautiful, and they've got this sense of, wow, right, I found you. And it's this very, very unique, it's very specific, it's very particular. Okay, so I want to feel that for a second. Can we feel that? Let's feel that for a second. And I want to play you 2 songs. And I want to ask you to listen to them, right, beyond the story, but they're inviting something. And I want to feel what they're inviting. I'll just play one of them. Okay. So this is about a love affair between Kristina Kincaid and her dog Buddy, and Buddy's getting a little old. I just think he's I don't know, he's in his mid-teens, and he's not well. And so whenever Buddy would feel like, oh my God, like, right, oh my God, right, and he would start crying. So KK would play him this song from Michael Jackson, "You Are Not Alone." Right, you are not alone. But we're going to take the song, we're going to blow it open to the next level. But let's just first hear it. Okay, let's just first hear it. Right, "You Are Not Alone." Michael Jackson, right? This is not biological family. This is romantic love in all of its ways. KK's playing it for Buddy, but we're playing it for each other right here. We're loving each other right here. Okay, we're going to fall in love right now and know this truth. No one here is alone, right? We're here together, right, in one mountain. And we're going to blow open this Dharma today, right? Take us inside, right? Michael Jackson, You Are Not Alone. Romantic love and all of its varied and wild and beautiful expressions. We got it? Are we inside? Take us in. Oh my God. Together, right? Right? Like it, right? It's like, all right, he's reaching for something, right? He doesn't quite get there, right? The storyline, right? She left, right? Let the storyline go, right? You're not alone, right? You're not, that's the truth of the song. You are not alone. That's the truth. He can't quite get there. He's reaching for it, right? You're far away, but you're in my heart. Now we want something more than that. That's okay, right? Right? When the You Are Not Alone does it, right? When you hear that line, can you feel it blows your heart open? And then the story doesn't quite get you there, right? You're far away, but you're always in my heart. No, we want something more, right? We want the You Are Not Alone. We're going to take that. That's true. You're not alone. But now let's take it home, right? Let's go from romantic love. By romantic love, again, in that my bromances, right? In my circle, my close friends, right? It's not quite my biological family. It's the next level. It's my circle. And I'm going to hold those friendships. And those are beautiful. That's great. You are not alone. Gorgeous, but it's not enough. We're not going to be able to stare in the face of existential risk and catastrophic risk. We're not going to be able to be in this moment poised between utopia and dystopia just on Michael Jackson's You Are Not Alone. It's not going to take us home. That moment in culture is not going to take us home. We've got to go. We've got to take, right, the best of biological family and leave the other stuff behind. How many of you have been in biological family this weekend? How many of us have been in biological family? Some of us, yes, some of us, no. It's complicated. Someone sent me a video this weekend, right? And she was playing guitar for her immediate family. And you could see in the clip that nobody got it. No one in the family got who she was and what she was about, right? And you can be talking to someone close. You can be talking to a brother, right? You can be talking to a daughter, right? And they don't quite get it. Right? And your brother cannot even understand what, right? The whole course of your life. And you can feel completely anonymous this weekend, right? And completely not seen in this kind of terrible and, right, and painful, right, way. Biological family, yes, there's a reason we were born there. There's a fixing to do in biological family, right? But kind of, we have this idolatrous sense, right? We got to have the perfect picture of the biological family. And that's what takes us home. Yes, do your biological family in the most beautiful way, but don't use it, right, as either an excuse, right, to be in the victimhood of what it wasn't, right, or the end all and the be all, because it's neither, right? It's an important piece, but it's just the beginning. And then you expand, right? Our brothers and our sisters in our closer circle, right? Romantic love, but it's more dramatic, expanded sense. Okay, that's level 2. You are not alone. And that's big and that's beautiful. And that's, it's poignant. But now we're going to blow it open. Now we're going to come to level 3. And level 3, and we talk about this every year on Christmas, and it's critical. Right? We've got to move from biological family, from romantic love, level 2, to level 3, to evolutionary family and outrageous love. Evolutionary family and outrageous love. And I want to get the difference with you between the two. Right? Evolutionary family, right, is the realization, the understanding that I'm walking with a band of brothers and sisters. And they see me, and I see them. And we look in each other's eyes, and we've got each other's backs all the way. And we're not building a war room, we're building a peace room, right? Silent night, right? We're finding the inside of reality, and we're creating a new society. We're telling the new story together. Many times we've said, this notion that when guys remember their best days, even if they're complete, beautiful peace guys, they remember the utter gorgeousness of those days when they were at war, which was a horror, which they hated. And yet they knew that the 6 people around them had their back. And not because it was romantic love. They were evolutionary lovers. They had a mission. They had a vision. And they were willing to lay down their lives for the vision and for each other, for the person next to them. So imagine doing that not in some contrived war, part of the rivalrous conflict governed by win-lose metrics success story, a tragedy. But imagine, oh my God, Imagine we're in a great war. We're in a great peace. John Paul Jones in American history, and in a very famous battle in American history, as he's losing, and it's a key battle in the Revolutionary War, right? When the British ask him to surrender, he turns and he says, "I have not yet begun to fight." Well, friends, what the evolutionary lover says, I have not yet begun to love. Right? We have not yet begun to love. We at One Mountain, we were just getting started. We're just getting started to love each other. We're at the beginning, and our love is going to change the world, right? That's an evolutionary lover. That's an evolutionary family. And it means we're committed to each other because we actually understand that we're living in a field of outrageous love. And love is the most real force in the world. And part of our dedication the next 5 years is to articulate the sciences of love. The interior science and the exterior science. And we dismiss love, but love lives freely at every level of reality. I was looking last night with KK and Vena, we were looking at pictures of bioluminescence, right? These gorgeous fish in the ocean that light up in these wild ways. And the lights are it meets all the criteria of language. There's actually language happening, right, between these deep sea creatures. And when you look up scientifically, and they explain, well, bioluminescence is a result of several chemical reactions. Friends, what's a chemical reaction? What's a chemical? A chemical is a configuration of intimacy. It's different elements woven together in a particular dance of love. And that chemical, when it comes alive in a human being, right, reaction means we react to each other because we're madly in love. Right? Reaction means I feel you and you feel me. A chemical reaction, right, at a cellular level is an expression of the force of choice and love and freedom. Stuart Kaufman's work, a book called The Origins of Order, is all about the notion that mathematics does not define the life world, right? Biology is not an expression of physics. And mathematics doesn't define the life world. You can't do math on the life world. Theorems don't work in the life world. Doesn't work. Pythagoras and Isaac Newton got it right to a point, and then they got it wrong. And the attempt to reduce everything to mathematics, which is measurement, is wrong. The life world's immeasurable. There's a freedom. At the level of cells, there's a freedom. And chemical reactions are cells coming together with an interior awareness, fully alive and creating love's pure light. And that's love's pure light. And that's outrageous love. The realization, right, of all the interior scientists. And now what we're going to be doing the next years is reading the sciences themselves, and we're going to demonstrate clearly, right, that actually the force that drives cosmos, that animates all of the four forces, is eros itself, right, is outrageous love. And evolutionary lovers know that each one of us is a unique configuration of Homo Amor. Each one of us is a unique configuration of intimacy and desire and eros. Each one of us is a unique configuration of the love intelligence and love force and love beauty, right? And love desire, right? And love beauty, right? That's the initiating and animating eros of all that is, that's living uniquely in me. And love is a unique self-perception I see when I fall madly in love. But I fall madly in love, not just at the romantic level. I fall madly in love, not just because I'm looking deeply in your eyes, I am, but we're looking deeply, our eyes together are looking at a shared horizon. We're wholemates. We're joining genius to co-create for the sake of the whole. We're omniconsiderate for the sake of the whole. And we're willing to lay it down, right? To sacrifice, to pour our energy at this moment between utopia and dystopia, right? Which is for real. Next week, we'll talk a little bit about a movie. I'm going to ask everyone to watch it this week if you can. There's a movie which is worth seeing by Adam McKay. It has Leonardo DiCaprio and I think, what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence. And the movie's called Don't Look Up. And it's about how I felt the last 10 years as I've talked about existential risk and the second shock of existence. And no one had any idea what I was talking about. And it wasn't until COVID that people began to vaguely get it. But then even after COVID, people get locked so quickly in, right, to their biological family, right, or to their close circle of romantic love friends. And by romantic, again, I'm using it in the broad sense, that we don't actually realize we're at this pivotal crossroads we've never been at. And the movie's about Don't Look Up, meaning it's about two scientists who realize that there's a meteor in a collision course with Earth, but they can't get anyone to pay attention because everyone's trying to commodify it, use it politically, right? No one's paying attention. And the movie's incredible. And it's their experience, and it's wildly funny. It's beautiful, it's poignant, it's tragic, it's post-tragic. We'll talk about it next week. But I feel like that often, right? Friends, this is for real. This is for real. We're poised for real. Between utopia and dystopia, for freaking real. Right? And actually evolving the source code and telling the new story is the single most important thing we can do. And even in our gang, right? When I love our gang madly, everyone gets involved, right? We got to do this and we got to do that. And we should get involved. We need to get involved in our families. Biological family matters, of course. Everyone should handle biological family in the best way we can. And of course, we're in our circle. We should be. Those first two levels of love matter. But friends, brothers and sisters, right? This is ours to do. We're the band of outrageous lovers. And actually, we've got to feel, right? Gloria, right? The glory lives in us in excelsis Deo, right? Gloria is the realization that we're in a field of glory, and that glory lives uniquely in us. And the inside of that glory is love. And the movement of love in this moment in time is to tell the new story and to integrate that new story and work hard at telling that new story and footnote every page of it and create a great library and deliver that great library into the world. And if you're spending most of your time and most of your money on your biological family and your inner circle, you're lost. If you have the capacity to step up and actually be part of this response, but actually you're hearing all the voices which are saying, don't look up, right? Don't look up. No, look up. Let's look up together, right? Oh my God, we got to create this world together, right? And we got to have the same passion that I have for Gloria, for the field of the divine that lives uniquely in me, which is the field of outrageous love. It's the same passion that I have for romantic love. We got to, and it's a romantic love, right? It has to be at a very deep level, at level 3, each other, right? When I say romantic love, I don't mean we should all sleep with each other. I mean, we got to fall madly in love with each other, right? We're madly committed to each other. We've got each other's back in a deep way, right? We don't, let's say we get together and we have a romantic moment, it doesn't work. We don't fall out and disappear. Oh, we're a little hurt, we're gone. No, we don't allow ourselves to be hijacked. We're looking together at a horizon, and we have together one mountain, many paths. Barbara's with us. Our friend Ken is with us, right? Zach's with us, right? My friend Daniel, right? Sally, right? I'm talking about the people who are not here on this call now, right? There's a whole gang of us. We've been at this, right? For 10 years, day and night, and we're just about to break through in the next 5, 6, 7 years. We're going to articulate the source code. We're gonna throw it into culture, right? Oh my God, can you feel that? Right? This is it. This is the moment, right? An evolutionary family. Here's the litmus test for evolutionary family. Can you feel it with me? Evolutionary family, right? You can actually show up and live large. You don't have to play small. You get that? Here's the litmus test. When you're with your evolutionary lovers, you don't have to play small. Right? Who can feel that? Who can feel that? Who can feel that? Can you feel that? Around the world, who can feel that? Right? When you're with your evolutionary family, you get to live large. Now, you get to confess your vulnerability and at the same time confess your greatness. Right? When you're with your evolutionary family, you can speak and be and live your deepest heart's desire and know that your deepest heart's desire is the desire of evolution, the evolutionary impulse moving through you utterly, uniquely, gorgeously. Okay? Oh my God. Right? Evolutionary family, right? Let's look at the code. Let's look at the code, right? Let's look at the code. David, resonate the code for us. Let's just read that code for a second. Let's feel that code. We're going to take this home. David, you got the code. Take us inside.
Got the code.
Blow us away, brother.
Thank you, Dr. Marc. All right, friends, this week's evolutionary love code. Biological family is wondrous, and we're committed to it. Evolutionary family or soul root family is not less and sometimes even more significant. We need to be at the very least as committed to our evolutionary family as we are to our biological family, and often much more so. It is before your evolutionary family that you can confess your greatness, take your unique risk, speak and live your deepest heart's desire, and be seen in the depth of your true glory. You will not be able to respond to existential risk without making the momentous leap from only biological family to evolutionary and soul root family. Marc, back to you.
Gorgeous, right? Gorgeous, right? So I want to do a practice together, okay? We have to find the energy of romantic love, whether it's personal romantic love, whether it's, right, whatever our kind of our circle of intimates, the energy of biological family, the first two levels, right? Biological family, romantic love in its broadest close friend sense, right? And we got to pour that into being an evolutionary lover, right? The same energy. So we're going to do a practice, and we're going to access two qualities of glory, of Gloria. And we're going to start with a song by a woman, right? It's a fantastic woman, right? Linda Branigan, right? Who did a song in the 80s called Gloria, right? And I want you to feel the energy. Linda actually was married, and in 93, her husband got very sick. She took off 2 years, right? To nurse him, right? He died. And after this intense and agonizing 2 years, she didn't perform for years afterwards. Right. And then she started performing again in the 2000s and actually passed away tragically in her sleep from an aneurysm. But I want you to get this. And this is Linda's alive and she's real. I want you to get the energy of Gloria, but we're going to now liberate it from exile. It's not just you and that one person. It's not the Michael Jackson, you are not alone. Or we're going to take that energy and we're going to mix it with the glory of In Excelsis Deo. Because In Excelsis Deo, that great Christian hymn, which is the Christmas hymn, because this is our Christmas day. And it doesn't matter whether you're Jewish. I'm an Orthodox rabbi, Jewish dude. It doesn't matter whether you're Islamic. It doesn't matter whether you're a secular humanist. We're weaving together the unique self-symphony. We're going to take the glory of In Excelsis Deo, which is the glory, the field of outrageous love. We're going to liberate it from its unique fundamentalist Christian grasp. We're going to realize this is the field of outrageous love in which we all participate in, which lives uniquely in us, that we're a band of outrageous lovers, and we're going to love each other with that wild energy of Gloria. We're going to take the energy of romantic love and kind of blow it open right at level 3. That's how we feel for each other. We pour our effort, our resource, our time, right? We pour it in, right? Because we're looking at this vision. And we particularly here, One Mountain, Many Paths, we've got a vision together. We're holding something so precious beyond imagination. We're holding the best version I know of the new story. And we're in the middle of it. And we need all of us in the game. We need all of us to come to the table. And I'm just remembering right now, to Haley, right? Kristina Amlon, you send me a little link of a guy named Joel Timsdale, I think his name was, right? Who was writing, this book on, and you sent me a little clip of it. He was writing a book on dark persuasion. It was a particular topic that I was thinking about. And you sent me that book. I looked at it. I went and bought the book, read the book. And in the footnote, I found an exact source I was looking for. But it was actually you, Kristina, who found that. And because we're a band of outrageous lovers and we were talking about it, you send that over, which was exactly what I needed that day. That's the way it works. And I'll do that for you, and we'll all do it for each other. We're all of us, we are a search engine of the cosmos, right? Looking to articulate the next story, right? And we are Da Vinci. We're at this time between worlds, this time between stories, but we can't do it unless actually we realize we're a band of outrageous lovers. It's not don't look up, we're looking up. We're looking up together. We're looking at the horizon together, but let's get the energy of it in our bodies, right? We're going to take the romantic love energy, the biological family energy, and we're gonna blow it and lift us to the next level. And precisely the exercise we're gonna do now is we're gonna actually take the energy of romantic love, we're gonna take it in, and we're gonna come back together after the song. It's about 2.5 minutes. We're gonna talk for 2 minutes, and we're gonna finish with prayer and a last song and blow it open. But the next 6 minutes, we're gonna do this practice to weave something in the source code, to change something in reality, to actually become evolutionary lovers. Right, to have each other's back, to go all the way in this lifetime. And what we're doing is we're actually birthing, this is not minor, this is not clever, it's not cute. We're birthing a new structure of intimacy. And if you get that in the new story, we understand that reality is not just the movement from simplicity to complexity, but reality is the progressive deepening of intimacies. Then you get that what we're doing now is we're birthing a new level of intimacy. That's what evolutionary family is. Right? And the only way to actually understand you are not alone You can't get "you are not alone," right? Because, oh, I still remember my girlfriend who left, because you're still in my heart. That's not going to take us home. It's okay. "You are not alone" is only real when I'm an evolutionary family. And when that evolutionary family has the same energy, the same charge, right? The same eros, but even more dramatic, more gorgeous of romantic love. It's like that. So take us into Gloria, Linda Branigan. Let's go back to the 80s for a second, because she got this, right? And just feel it and meditate it and let it kind of rip on through you. Take us inside whenever you're ready. Here we go. What do we got here? What do we got here? What's happening? Does everyone get what's happening here? So you got this energy. Who could feel the energy? Chat box. Who could feel the energy? Who could feel it? I mean, oh my God, right? Oh my God, who could feel it? Like right there is Gloria. But it doesn't quite happen, right? And it's a story about the Gloria that doesn't happen, right? Feel your innocence slipping away, right? You can't hold the innocence, right? When you make the whole thing about that one romantic relationship, it doesn't matter whether it's your dog or your friend or your brother or your sister or your romantic lover. Beautiful. Those are gorgeous. Those are gorgeous. That's level 2. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And we got to keep it. But it's not enough. Feel your innocence slipping away, right? The voices in your head calling Gloria, but we don't know what's going on, right? You can't find it. Listen to the words, right? Where are you gonna find the guy? Will you meet him on the main line? Will you catch him on the rebound? Will you marry for the money? Take a lover in the afternoon, right? Feel your innocence slipping away. Don't believe it's coming back soon. Meaning there's no way back to second innocence, right? Gloria, you're always on the run now, running after somebody. You got to get them somehow, right? We've studied a text together about Leah, who marries Jacob in the darkness in chapter 29 of the book of Genesis, right? Running after somebody, you got to get them somehow. But I think you got to slow down, right? Before you start to blow it. I think you're headed for a breakdown. You really don't remember, was it something that he said, or are the voices in your head calling? Gloria, right? And I want you to get this, and it's gorgeous, right? This is a song about, oh my God, you can't really find it, right? You can't really hear the person who's calling your name, Gloria. It's just voices in your head, and you can't hear your name being called. You've turned, just like we turned biological family into an idolatry, we turn this romantic moment into an idolatry. And we put all of our energy right into that moment. And we never actually hear our name called. Right? I want to weave this home. We're going to weave this into Evolutionary Family. We got 3 more minutes. And we're going to love this open, and we're heading home. Right? This week, a man named Jesse. Right? Jesse Brownback died, who's the brother of one of dear people, right? Dear friends of ours, Kathy Brownback, we've studied together for 10 years. She's in the leadership of the Center for Herbal Wisdom and a brilliant teacher. And we've worked together for the last 4 or 5 years on her book, which is her telling of the Dharma mixed with her personal story in this gorgeous way. And it's one of our big projects to actually convey to the world of education, right? The teaching of unique self. And Kathy was a leading teacher for many, many years in one of the leading educational institutions in North America. And so Jesse died this week, her brother. And, in Jesse's college yearbook, they said Jesse was a man with a passion for anonymity. And Jesse led what would seem to be a very, very simple life. But he didn't seek fame. He was a paralegal, right? And he helped people get fair trials, lived in the woods, right? Never married, and lived this very, very understated life by himself. But here's the thing about Jesse is he was always Jesse, right? So he was a man, right? They wrote about him in the yearbook. He has a passion for anonymity, but actually he was never anonymous, because anonymity means you have no name. Anonymity means, right? You don't know, you can never be Gloria. And right before he died, right, Kathy said to him, it was just 3 days ago, right? 4 days ago, right? 5 days ago, she said, you were so good at being yourself, right? And Kathy said to me that Jesse laughed, and he said, and who else would I be, right? So with my evolutionary family, I can be myself, but not my lowest common denominator self. I confess my greatness. I take my unique risk. I play large. I live out loud, right? I give my gifts, right? I sing in the shower, right? I understand that I have superpowers and they're needed by all that is. And then I step into the field of glory, and Gloria becomes glory, not just Christian glory, but the glory of the band of outrageous lovers, right? And that's the story, right? That's the in excelsis Deo, right? That's the great, right? We take the energy of oh my God, of Gloria, right? And we invest the energy of Gloria of Linda Branigan into the glory of in excelsis Deo, right? Of the field of love's pure light. And then we liberate it from the grips of a particular Christian context, though we love the Christian context. And we realize this is who we are, right? We are Homo Amor. This is the emergence of the new human. We tell the new story. But friends, none of this is fanciful. None of this is clever. None of this is cute. This is actually how history works. It's the capacity to tell a new story, a story of the new human and the new humanity, right? That's the only way, right, it ever happens. It's the only way it ever blows up. So we're here to be Homo Amor. We're going to take and we're going to finish. I'm going to invite everyone as we play the next song, and then Chris is going to finish right afterwards. As we play the next song, I'm going to invite everyone to actually go to the chat box and confess your greatness. I am wonder. I am beauty. I'm giving my gift. I'm showing up. Whatever it is, right? I'm ready to show up. I'm here to go all the way in this lifetime, right? I am delight. However you confess your greatness, right? Confess your greatness, right? And say, I'm here for you. I've got your back, right? Let's do this together, right? I don't want to be written in the book of life without you. Let's actually do the practice in the chat box so that we invest Gloria into Gloria. So this last song is also Gloria. Right? But now it's the glory of in excelsis Deo. It's the field of the divine in which Jesus is born. But now we realize that your birth is the birth of Jesus. We just had Ken's birthday, and we just had Krista's birthday, and Shot's birthday is coming up, right? Your birthday is the day you realize that God says, I can't do it without you. You realize I am Jesus being born, right? I am the elect. I am the chosen one, right? We talked about Dune, the movie, right, a few weeks back, right? You are the Messiah, right? We're all part of the stature of the Messiah, and we're doing it together, none of us individually. We're a band of outrageous lovers. We're a unique self-symphony. So in excelsis Deo, we're weaving these songs again and reweaving the source code of culture literally right now. So take us inside. Oh my God, last song, right? Text of culture, practicing in excelsis Deo. And let's go to Andrea Bocelli. We're going to do this twice. Start with Andrea Bocelli, right? In excelsis Deo, blow us away, right? Blow us away all the way. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Krista, you take us the next little step, and then we're going to all come on. And we're just going to see each other. Let's see the band of evolutionary lovers as we play the last Gloria as we come on, right? We are Gloria. The two Glorias have now merged together, right? And they are one. Krista, tell us, how do we resource? How do we kind of create this? Go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Marc Gafni. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I don't know about you, but my heart is just blown open, and I have tears, and I'm laughing and I'm smiling to feel that we are here, this band of outrageous lovers, and it liberates all loneliness as we are coming together here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's just breathe that in for a moment together. As we feel into what our unique contribution can be in this beautiful, unique self-symphony. So if you are ready to step in, to come closer, to join, to co-create, you are so welcome. And one of the ways of doing that is by, of course, becoming a member of One Mountain. This is how we together resource our home, how we step in to this evolutionary soul root family and make it happen together. So I just want to show you how you can do that real quick. If you go to onemountainmanypaths.org, that is where you can find our membership page. Right here, if you click on membership, you can read all about our beautiful opportunity to come into this band of outrageous lovers. And as you can see here, you can choose your own contribution, but we do encourage everyone to give as much as you can. And if you don't want to make a monthly contribution, you can also click here to make an extra donation. And actually, everyone who is already a member, I encourage you to please do that at the end of the year. Give your hearts to outrageous love. Thank you so much. And with that, I give my words back to you, Marc. Do I?
Well, bring everyone on. Let's see everybody. Let's
okay, awesome.
Put Gloria on and let's bring everyone on.
Thank you. Okay, then thank you. We are going to listen to the second version of Gloria, and you will all be invited to start your video. And I want to ask you to put yourself on gallery view so we can see each other's beautiful faces and we can absolutely feel and know for sure that you are not alone. Let's blow it out together.